contemporary romance books. So if you are ready to hear some of my favorites that I've read the last month or so, stay tuned. Okay, so the first one that I'm going to tell you about is the newest one by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Yes, she does write teen as well, but she has been writing some contemporary romance that I've been loving. The Vincent series has been one of those series. This is the third book in the Vincent series. This is about the oldest brother, Devlin, and there's some stuff that happens in here that makes me hope that she's going to write a fourth book to this series, but I'm not going to hold my breath because I think originally it was supposed to be a trilogy, but I guess we'll see. So these books are set in New Orleans, which is very rich with culture and superstition as it is. So the added superstition of some of the characters has been really, really cool to see. Rosie is the female character in this book, and she is a ghost hunter of sorts. She goes to people's houses and kind of, tries to figure out if there's supernatural activity in them. And she's been dying to try and get into the Vincent house because the rumor is that it's haunted. We find out in the book that it's not actually haunted. There are some other things that are going on in there that are a little bit crazier than, the house being haunted. But, yeah, this was definitely a good book. I really enjoyed all three of them. I think book number 2 was actually my favorite, but book number 3 did not disappoint. So the next book that I have is the newest one by Sophie Jordan. This is part of her Devil's Rock series. This is book number 5. And this one is called Beautiful Sinner. The the main male character in this book, Cruz, he is a character that is mentioned in the first few books. I'm not sure how much of him we actually see in the first few books, but he is mentioned a couple of times throughout. And book number 4 was about his sister Piper. So we know a little bit about Cruz from those books. However, Gabby, the female character, we don't know much about her until this book starts. And we find out that she actually had a very traumatic high school experience. She was considered overweight in high school, and was picked on for it. She is not the traditional female protagonist that a lot of romance novels have. She is curvy, so she's considered more plus size as far as her size goes, which is what it is. You don't see that a lot in romance, but I figured I would mention that because it is brought up a few times throughout the book. It was a very, very good book. I have loved all of the Devil's Rock books that I've read. I believe this is the newest one, and I'm hoping she's going to write more because, again, I really do enjoy this series as well. So be on the lookout for that. Sophie Jordan, just an FYI, she does write contemporary romance, but she also writes historical romance as well. So I have read some of her historical romance, not as much as her contemporary, but I'm hoping to read a little bit more of her in the future. So this next book is by Helena Hunting, and I do believe I've talked about her work in the past, maybe not in a video, but this one is the first book in a series about NHL players. This one's called Pucked. I have a thing, I guess, when I'm reading contemporary romance to go more towards the sports players, which is funny because neither my husband or I enjoy really watching sports. We do like to go to hockey games. We're lucky enough to live in an area that's got a pretty good hockey team, so but we're not very big sports people, but for some reason my contemporary romance tastes have run towards the athletic side of things, I guess. But anyway, Pucked is about Alex and Violet. Violet's stepbrother is a player on an NHL team, and he invites her and her it's her stepbrother, invites her mom, and his dad to one of his home games. So they go, and she ends up meeting Alex, who is the team captain of the team, and the hockey team, and they start off as kind of a casual thing, and it develops into something a little bit more serious. The female character in this is very quirky. She's kind of different as far as a female character goes. Her mannerisms are more what you would generally find in a male character in a romance novel as opposed to the female character, but Violet is definitely an interesting character. Alex's character was a little bit more laid back. He was definitely the stereotypical, like, good old boy kind of athlete, but I liked his character a little bit more than I liked Violet's, to be honest with you, which seems to be a trend in a lot of the books that I've been reading lately. But anyway, I'm not sure that I'm going to read any more of this series. However, I haven't been purchasing these books. I get them from the library, as you heard me mention in videos before, and unfortunately I'm not able to find any more of the books in the series through my library, so I'm not sure I am going to be able to finish the series or go on with the series, and honestly I'm not sure that I really want to. While I enjoyed this book, it didn't suck me in, and it did take me a little bit longer to read compared to some of the others that I've read in the past, so this may be the only one in the series that you hear me talk about. Lastly, I wanted to talk about, or at least mention, the series that I've been reading on Kindle Unlimited by T.M. Frazier. It's called King series. The first book is called King. Book 2 is called Tyrant. Book 3 is called Lawless. Book 4 is called Soulless. Those are the 4 books that I've read so far. I do believe there are 8 books currently out and a 9th book on the way. The first 4 books focus on 2 different characters. Books 1 and 2 focus on King and his relationship with Ray. Books 3 and 4 focus on Bear and his relationship with, oh my gosh, why can I not remember her name? I actually enjoyed books 3 and 4 more than I enjoyed books 1 and 2. Not to say that I didn't enjoy books 1 and 2. Both sets, both duos, were very, very good. However, I think character development-wise, it was more interesting for me to see how Bear's character developed from books 1 and 2. In books 1 and 2, he was kind of the happy-go-lucky kind of guy. He didn't have a worry in the world. And he's part of a motorcycle club, so he, has a different motto, and hence the reason his first book is called Lawless. His relationship with his family is a little bit strange, but still at, the points of books 1 and 2, it's really not that big of a deal. Things happen in book 1 and carry over into book 2 that make it so, that make Bear's life a little bit difficult, make him a little bit more tortured as far as the character goes. And so seeing him overcome some of the things that happened in books 1 and 2 was kind of it was just awesome. I love it when authors do that. So I was really happy with books 3 and 4. I was, again, happy with books 1 and 2 with King and Ray. Books 1 and 2 were really interesting because Ray, we didn't know her name for the first book. We called her she went by Doe. And then it's not until you get into book 2 that you find out who she is, because she lost her memory. She had a head injury, so they called her Jane Doe. She didn't know who she was. Nobody was coming forward to say that she was missing. So that whole concept was really interesting, and I really enjoyed the series as a whole. And like I said, there are more books that focus on the character Preppy, and I'm going to be reading those. I'm very much looking forward to them. That is all I have for you guys today. Just a heads up for you guys, though, too. Remember, these are adult contemporary romance books, so they do have adult content in them. If you guys enjoyed hearing about some of these books that I've been reading and enjoying as far as adult contemporary romance goes, make sure you hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss when I post new videos. And I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.